Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock. This is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are starting a new free-to-play account. Now, I realize that I'm already level 18, my champions are already pretty deeply leveled. I've been playing this for a few hours now. I feel like I started this around 9, maybe 10 o'clock, and here we are, progressed up. So, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of what I'm doing, but before I get into that, I do want to talk about myself and my channel a little bit. With this being the first episode of a new series, it's very possible that this may get promoted and you may not be familiar with my content. I'm a relatively small content creator for Raid Shadow Legends compared to some of the others, but I think I do a pretty good job of explaining things, and that's kind of the whole purpose of this account. The reason I'm starting this new free-to-play account, I have an existing free-to-play account that is actually into the end game, I would say, at this point now. You're welcome to follow that series and check it out. There's a whole detailed rundown about how to play the game completely free to play from start to get to the point that it's at now. This series, and what the goal of this series is to help people who are starting the game brand new today with all the new features and things going on. For example, there's a promo code right now for brand new players that goes until August something, August 15th, where if you put in the promo code, I believe it was Ninja Returns. I should have had this up. Just to make sure that I don't give you something wrong. Yes, Ninja Returns. So by putting in Ninja Returns, I got Ninja, who is this champion right here. Now it is a legendary champion. You can tell by the gold banner around it. Also right here it says legendary. But the main this champion is actually based on Ninja, the content creator that you may be familiar with. You may have heard of him before. Is a really, really good champion. And it's one that, for those of us that have been playing for a really long time, we have not had access to. He was a free legendary that everybody got many years ago, and after that free period was up, they took him out of the game. You couldn't get him. There was no way for any account after that point to get him until recently. Now they've given him to everybody that hasn't had him before, and they made him a promo code in the game. And I would say he's probably the best starting promo code you can come up with. Very, very brief rundown of his kit, which, if you're new to Raid, when someone says their kit, they're talking about the skills of the champion. We'll get into more details about what these words mean. I'm assuming we've got a lot of new players here, so I'm not going to go into huge details about decreased defense, HP burn, and stuff like that, but I can give a brief rundown of it. So his A1, his attack 1, at least that's what I think A stands for, but his first, or ability 1, his first ability attacks one enemy, decreases the defense for 2 turns, also fills this champion's turn meter, that's when he gets to take a turn, by 15% when used against bosses. His damage is based on attack, meaning that however much attack he has, this stat right here, let me make sure that this is shown up on camera, this stat right here, however much attack he is, that will be how much damage he does relative to his multiplier. Now, that's some stuff kind of behind the scenes, but there are multipliers on abilities that indicate how hard that ability hits. Not all abilities hit the same. So they have multipliers that take this number and multiply it by that and do that amount of damage. So he has good multipliers. And good base stats. I think decent base stats at least, but he hits very hard. That's all you need to know. This is what we call a triple hitter because it attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 3 turns. Also places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. When used against bosses, will instantly activate any HP burn debuffs, including debuffs placed by this skill. That means when he places these HP burns, he instantly activates them and they do their damage. Really quickly, if we go over HP burns, it does 3% of the max HP of the target. So he could do 3%, he can 3 times, so 9% of the enemy's HP, boom, 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 on this one ability. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're talking about bosses, that's hundreds of thousands of damage potentially that he could be doing, if not millions, depending on their HP. So that's a very, very good ability, right? Perfect Veil, again, this more info button gives you a breakdown of all of these abilities. So Perfect Veil makes him invisible, so he can't be targeted unless there is nobody else alive on the team, and then it also reduces incoming damage by 15%. The A3 attacks all enemies, so this is an AoE hit, area of effect hit, has a 75% chance of placing a freeze debuff for 1 turn. When targeting a boss, will only attack the boss, meaning it becomes a single target attack, and will ignore 50% of the target's defense. Defense is the best way to mitigate damage in this game. Bosses have a lot of defense. That's how they reduce the damage that you do to them. This will ignore their defense, or 50% of it. That is very, very good. It hits very, very. It will hit very, very hard because of that, and it will also decrease the cooldown of Hail Burn, which is this ability, by 1 turn. So that's really cool. It means he's going to cycle through these abilities faster. Finally, this is his passive. Now you'll notice this is grayed out. It's locked out. There's a thing called Ascension. These stars, I can make them pink. When I make 3 of these stars pink, I will get this ability to use on Ninja. So I can increase Ninja's attack by 10% and crit damage by 5% up to 25%. Each time a single enemy is hit by all 3 of Ninja's active skills in a single round. This effect can occur multiple times against the same enemy. When fighting bosses, will increase Ninja's attack by 20% up to 100 and crit damage by 10% up to 25% instead. So it'll go faster against bosses, basically. But he can stack damage over time and hit very, very hard. Now, we're going to have a lot of time with this account. We'll get deeper into the weeds on crit rate, crit damage, and all those things. But right now, what you need to know is Ninja's very good, and he can be a carry on an account. So what he can basically do is a lot of damage very early on, relatively easily, without a lot of effort, per se, from the player. So that's kind of what we're doing. This free-to-play account is just a separate free-to-play account. I don't think I'm going to go a whole year, which my original free-to-play account is coming up on a year. This account I will probably only do for a short while. I'll probably give it away at the end, so I recommend hanging around so you know when that's going to end. But the main thing I want to do is to help you, the player, who may be new to the game, may not understand, or wants to understand what a different strategy may be as a free-to-play. You know, maybe you're a veteran, you know, like a casual player or whatever, and you used to spend some money, and you're like, well, I want to play completely free-to-play. Let's try this out. Let's try a challenge, right? And this is going to be that guide for you. So a couple of things that are going on right now. Very, very good, interesting things for me. There is a tournament that we get at the very beginning of the game. It's called the Novice Tournament. It is active right now. If I can get a bunch of points and I really want to hit this 1,000 points for sure. That's a very big goal of mine. This is called speed gear. This is very, very good gear. I would get 4 pieces of 5-star speed gear to boost my account. So I really want to do this part. So I want to push my way up here if I can. And once I do, that's really going to help me out. I also get an epic champion along the way and other resources. But what's really cool right now is we have this Dungeon Divers event. Now it's going to end in 4 hours and 31 minutes, which is why this video is going to be a lot more brief than my normal videos would be. It's more of an introductory to the account. But if I can squeeze out 1,000 points, which so far I've done 300 in a few hours, and I'm going to get points faster here now, I can get these prism crystals. These prism crystals will actually allow me to do this summon pool, and I can get an epic to start the game right away. Some of these are good, some of these are meh. There's also a chance I could get a second legendary, which would be crazy, right? So we're going to give ourselves the best chance of doing that. So I'm going to get back to work here. What am I doing right now? What are some tips I want to give for you guys if you're starting this as well? I've been focusing on missions. Right now my mission is to do Catacombs of Narbuk, which is here in the campaign. It's this one right here. But I haven't been doing that just yet because I'm also doing challenges as I go. So I did all the artifact challenges. I cannot currently do this one, so I'm stuck here. I'm decided to get caught up on some of the dungeon challenges. However, with that Dungeon Divers event, I need to kick it back into gear and get back in on the grind. So I'm going to go back in and finish this mission and continue working my way up, completing all these missions and getting these resources to strengthen my account. And you'll see I have a lot of energy. This is kind of a mistake on my part. The reason I have a lot of energy is I did all of the Arbiter, Call of the Arbiter stuff. If you come in here and you click on the video, you'll get this silver. And if you share the episode and hit copy, then you'll get this gear, this loot as well. Now, it would have been smart of me to not claim that so I could continue gaining energy, but it's fine. I'm not going to be super optimized on this channel. This is more of a way for me to just show you things that you can do. But I will say for some of these challenges, if you look at the artifact challenges, you'll see like upgrade 3 artifacts to level 8, upgrade 6, upgrade 12 to level 8 or higher. To do that, I actually did something interesting. Let me look at the gear. That's what I'm looking for. And you'll see I did it all on these 1-star pieces. You may be wondering, like, this is gear I'm never going to put on the champion. So why would I upgrade it to level 8? Well, if you look at how much it costs, so this is a 3-star epic piece. That's why it's purple. If I was to upgrade it, it's 270. If I was to upgrade this 1-star piece, it's 120. Now, that may not seem like a big difference, but as you get to the higher levels of gear getting upgraded, let me turn on the equipped function here and see if I can find 2 pieces that are the same level but different rarities. I might, yeah, so we have a +4 here. If I wanted to upgrade this to a 5, I need 2,150. But if I grab another one of these 4-star shields, actually, this might even, yeah, it's, you can't quite see it, but to upgrade these from 4 to 5, these pieces of gear, it's just cheaper. The bottom line, I can't really demonstrate it, and I don't want to waste silver, because silver is hard to come by in this game, but it is just cheaper to level up the 1-star common or gray gear than it is to level up the more expensive epic and blue gear. And that gear is going to get tossed. It's going to get replaced. You're not going to keep it on a lot of these champions. So I don't think that that's the gear that you should be leveling. I think it would be better for most accounts to level the cheap, really cheap gear and save the silver to level up gear that you really want. Now, the only piece that I really want to keep that I currently have on my account is these boots right here. They are 4-star boots. That determines how much speed it can go up to, as well as the substats and what they can be. Epic means you'll get 3 substat rolls. So I got 2 into crit rate, very good for me, and 1 into HP percentage. And then we have attack percent as the roll too. So really, really good boots for me right here. I've leveled them to 12. Taking them to 16 is very expensive and a waste of my silver this early on, but this gives me a ton of speed to start the game. Now that piece came from this right here, the new player rewards. I will get lifesteal gear each day that I log in, and that is a really good starting set for any new account. So that is the plan. Now, a couple of things. The last thing I'll go over, I am not decided yet if I should level Ninja to 60 first, which is the highest level possible, or my starter champion, which is Kale, who I recommend, if you're looking to pick a starter champion, I recommend picking Kale. He's the best of the 4 of them. The others are okay, but I think Kale is the best. He has poison damage, which again, poisons. He has the big version of poisons. So if we can find poisons in here. There we go. So the little version does 2.5% HP, and the big version does 5% of HP. So of max HP. So these poisons can do a lot of damage on bosses. Like we've seen, like we talked about with the HP burns and stuff. And boss damage is very important to this game for progression. It's going to be important in areas like the clan boss and so on. The other thing that I've done, I did join my clan. This is a more advanced clan than an account like mine should be in. So I have a bit of an advantage early on with this account. So I want to be clear and honest about that. But I am able to get rewards from this clan shop. I'm able to get rewards very early on from clan versus clan progression, stuff like that. So I do have a bit of an advantage to start on this account. And I just wanted to be clear with you guys about any advantages that I'm giving myself or anything like that. So I'm going to call this a video. My videos are usually going to be about 15 minutes to 30 minutes long. Sometimes I'll have a long one. Sometimes I'll have a short one. But this is episode 1 of the Ninja campaign. I will refer to this as the Ninja account. You'll be able to tell that I'm on the Ninja account. You'll see it up here in the corner here. You'll just say Ninja Block. And I look forward to sharing this experience with you guys. I look forward to kind of doing this, having fun. I'm going to get back to work here, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.